What's going on, guys? It's your boy Rome 300 back again with another video. I know you guys are like, what is going on here? But I wanted to try something a little different. You're always seeing my face, and I'm starting to look at a lot of my videos and I don't pay attention to the fragrances. So I wanted to do a little something different, try this out, and I want to focus more on the fragrances instead of myself presenting the fragrances. Take a little bit from a couple of my favorite fragrance reviews. So I'm gonna focus on the fragrance this time. In this category, I'm gonna be doing, or this feature is going to be basically about 5 fragrance houses that I'm truly enjoying right now, that I think are some of the best fragrance houses in the game right now. And you know how I do, and if you don't know how I do it, I try to present fragrance houses and fragrances that a lot of people don't know about or aren't talking about because they can't get these fragrances. They're not readily available. So with that said, we're gonna start off with number 5. So number 5 house is Dream House Curio. Now, I've been talking about this house for the last maybe year and a half, 2 years, and I have accumulated a decent amount of fragrances. I have about 10 bottles from them, but I wanted just to kind of give an overview of just how unique and lovely these fragrances are. These are some of my favorite from the house. Orange Sunshine, Ghost Dance, this is Handsome Devil, and this is Othello. How I got introduced to this fragrance house, I actually met the fragrance creator, Vincent, when I was in New York, and knew nothing about his fragrances, knew nothing about his style. He caught me off guard because he was dressed in a full 3-piece suit, looking real swag, and I reached out to him maybe about 6 months later. He knew exactly who I was after our brief conversation, and he showed me some of his fragrances. Now, the thing about Dream House Secure that I truly like is there is nothing on his catalog that smells like anything else. He tends to take history from art, culture, and also places in other parts of the world, and also like the medieval times, mythical culture, and he kind of gets inspired by some of those things. Also get inspired by family members, past lovers, and starts, his creative journey. His fragrances tend to be on the heavier side, tend to be on the spicier side, and the more unique smelling side, where he can create something like Orange Sunshine that would be citrusy and bright, but also has a dry down that is spicy, warm, and has a kind of syrupy vibe to it. And then he can create something as cool as Handsome Devil that has a beach vibe, also slightly boozy with a margarita style, citrusy, almost has a lotion, a suntan lotion vibe. And then you can go super dark with Othello. Othello has a kind of candy vibe, a hard shell like fruit candy with this kind of syrupy filling in the middle. So he has a wide variety of fragrances that does not smell like anything on the market, and that's why Dream House Curio is one of my favorite new fragrance houses. Next up, we got a brand, or I guess I can say a brand because it's not only a fragrance house, this is a pure luxury fashion fragrance and jewelry house, and that is Hyari Paris. And this house has truly surprised me for the simple fact that you don't usually combine niche fragrances with designer and the ingredients come out good all the time. You don't usually associate designer and fragrance in the same sentence because they don't typically come out great. They don't typically pay attention to the fragrances like a strictly perfume house or a company that only makes fragrances. This house is one of those houses that blew my mind. Maybe 5 years ago, I came across this fragrance, and that one was in what you call New York. Beautiful citrus fragrance, but has a resinous dry down, very bright, very citrusy, but this is more kind of a beach lotion kind of a fragrance. The review's coming up very soon, but the one that I was so interested in and I was blown away by, that made me say I'm going to invest in this house, was New Oud. New Oud is a tuberose and a oud fragrance. Go check the review out. They make some unique style fragrances. They tend to be more on the heavier side, which I truly enjoy. The reason I'm so intrigued by this house is because they truly surprised me, being more focused on their designer side than their fragrance side. What I actually assumed is not actually true. They picked some amazing fragrance creators, some perfumers, to create this wonderful fragrance, and I'll put their pictures and names up there, but she is one of my favorite fragrance noses, and an absolute genius that came up with that fragrance, New Oud. That was the one that truly opened my eyes and said, this is a luxury designer fragrance house, whatever you want to call it, that pays attention to their fragrances. I have 3 from that house, and I'm planning on getting at least 3 more, but Hyari Paris is one of the best fragrance houses that I came across in the last year and a half. So that's why it's on this list. Definitely check them out. I got 2 reviews up right now, and this review will be coming up very soon. All right, so here's number 3. Number 3 is one of my absolute favorite fragrance houses, and this is Evanescence from Paris. And this house is blowing up all over the world right now, and it's one of my favorite fragrance houses because they focus on base notes. Base notes are the creme de la creme of the fragrance journey. Once the dry down happens, you truly start to enjoy the fragrance on another level, and that's why I truly enjoy this fragrance house, because they give it to you from the opening all the way to the dry down. And I have 2 full bottles from this house, and that is Patchouli Oud and Vanille Benzoin, and I have the newer releases that came out, their leather fragrance, the Cure, and also Musk Ambergris and 10 ml decants. But truly, this is a beautiful fragrance house. Sophie is one of the best minds when it comes to creating fragrances, and when I tell you quality, even it kind of go to the borderline of being beast mode, but she pulls it back just at the right time for it just to be super enjoyable. Best fragrances that you can come across that has base notes. If you get a chance to check them out. Evanescence, number 3 for one of my favorite fragrance houses that I've come across in the last 2 years. All right, here is number 2, and the second fragrance house that I am truly falling in love with right now is Male Fucini Perfume. Now, they don't have a lot of their fragrances. They have about 12, and I have 2. I've smelled the entire line, and I'm here to tell you guys, trust me, if you trust my reviews, I'm telling you guys that Male Fucini knows what they are doing. The creator, Giuseppe, has created some beautiful fragrances, and they, all the way from the grassy green citrus fragrances to the mint fragrances, all the way to the heavy patchouli fragrances and the tuberose fragrances. I'm telling you guys, they have some amazing fragrances that are unique, a little abstract, not the typical fragrances that everybody's gonna love. Not everybody's gonna love this, I know that. But if you are a connoisseur of unique fragrances, I tell you, check these fragrances out. I have 2 from the line. Hopefully I'll get another one this year. But if one, I can guarantee, if you love floral fragrances but want a little bit of a oud scent behind it, check this one out, Eau de 93. My review's up for both of these fragrances. Go check them out if you're interested in those. But Male Fucini, a wonderful house. And I'm telling you, I put my stamp of approval on this one. gorgeous fragrance house, and one that I truly love for the last maybe 4 years, but one of the best houses that I know nobody's talking about. All right. Last but not least, and this is the #1 fragrance house that I am saying that it's probably like, you can't get no hotter than this right now. They got a lot of buzz in the fragrance community, and I'm truly enjoying the house, and that is Kajal Fragrances. Kajal Fragrances, I have 3 offerings from that house, and based in the Middle East kind of theme, oud fragrances, but they have one of those fragrances. I guess the category is you don't have to think a lot. If you want something that smells good, you can grab anything from their catalog. If you need something that's going to be something for the spring, they have that. If you need something for the winter, they have that. If you need something that's going to be unique and kind of spicy, or something that's going to make you feel like $1 million, they have that. I'm telling you guys, this fragrance house is off the charts right now. If you haven't had a chance, go check out their website. There's plenty of reviews up there. I have a review for all 3 of these fragrances, and I'm telling you, get your hands on this beautiful fragrance house, Kajal Fragrances. This line is more towards the floral notes, rose in particular. This fragrance I have a review for. This one is strictly Middle Eastern. You got your musk, you got your oud, you have all of that, you know, heavy doses of woods. And this one is one of the best, most versatile fragrances in the market, in the game. That is Kajal. Man, when I tell you, you can wear this at any time and you will never be disappointed on the fragrance, the smell, or the performance in any of these fragrances. But I'm telling you guys, check that fragrance brand out. That is my #1 fragrance house that I've come across in the last 2 years, and I'm really, really enjoying this fragrance house. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's all my top 5 newly loved fragrance houses, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, a little insight on the fragrance houses. And I'm telling you, if you have a chance, go check them out. I'll put the links in below for all of their fragrances, where you can get samples or you can get the fragrances itself. But once again, guys, thank you for watching. I truly appreciate you, and like I always say, it's okay if you want to smell like one. Peace.